All right. Let's start off with Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos.
It is Friday night. It's been a little bit rainy, a little bit this, a little bit that, but it looks like it's finally starting to clear up. And so let's begin with a responsive reading on page 9. Page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we seek
There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others.
that justice is our duty and our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. We continue welcoming Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Tonight, let's do verses 1, 2, 3, and 9. 1, 2, 3, and 9 on page 20. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad. Ishmi'ahanu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem ol tiferet v'li tila, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, mikdah hashmelech yirmelucha, kumitzi mitoch afecha, rav lahak shevet yemecha b'cha, behu yachamol alaychem la, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, bo'i v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha uv'sohola, toch emunei am segula, bo'i chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Page 22. Let's continue reading some verses from Psalm 92, the Psalm for Shabbat. Let's read that outdated paragraph together in English. A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. With a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together, you have glad me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Tzadikat tamar yifrach, ke'erez balvanon yisger shetulim, bebeit Adonai, Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yahafrichu. O Jinuvun Beseva, B'Shemim V'Ra'ananim, Yihiyu Lehagid, Ki Ashar Adonai, Suri, Below of Latabo. Page 24. We'll welcome the angels who come to spend Shabbat with us with the traditional greeting of Shalom Aleichem. Page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mihi melech, malachei amlachim hakadosh, baruch hu. Baruni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mihi melech, malachei amlachim hakadosh, baruch hu. Tzeitrem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mihi melech, malachei hamlachim hakadosh, baruch hu. Page 146, we begin the Arvit service, the evening service, Baruch hu. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Let's read together on 147 in the English. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish. But your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. 148, let's read responsively. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
In each age we are challenged by our teaching. Each moment we share basic truth.
In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age
the Torah becomes rulers and seek to set the world firm on a foundation.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher Anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha b'derech, uv'shokbecha uvkumecha, ukshartom liot al yadecha, v'hayu latotafot b'neinecha, uchtaptam am zizot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 151, let's read responsively in the English. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness of our grace, as imperfection, evil abound.
Before our eyes, there's a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is
There is evil enough to break the heart.
and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When the grant for everyone ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and event.
So we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Page 152. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar bakodesh, nohora tehilot, Osefele, Malchutecha ra'u banecha, Bokeyam lifnei Moshe, Zeili anu v'yamruhu, Adonai yimloch le'olam v'ed, V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalom yet chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Top of 153, the top first two lines of Hashkibenu. Hashkibenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkibenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. And let's read together in English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, porei sukat shalom aleinu, V'al kol amo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. Page 154, some verses from the book of Exodus. It's not Shabbat without it. Vishamru. Vishamru, V'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat, Ledorotam berith olam, Vishamru, V'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat, Ledorotam berith olam. Beini uvein, B'nei Yisrael, Oti li'olam, Vishamru, V'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat, Ledorotam berith olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et hashamayim v'et haaretz, Vishamru, V'nei Yisrael, et hashabbat, La'asot et hashabbat, Ledorotam berith olam. Uvayom hashbi'i, Shabbat vayinachash, Shabbat vayinachash, Shabbat vayinachash, Vishamru, V'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat, Ledorotam berith olam. Page 155 and following, we'll begin the Amidah together. 155. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Goel Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Yezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Metim Atarav Lahoshia, Morid Atahal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabbi, Sohomech Noflim Verofech Oholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekaye Bemunato, Mishenei Afar, Nichamocha Baal Givoro, Umidom Mehelach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah L'chayot Metim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaMetim. Let's continue together on page 160. Page 160, and let's read together in English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. 163, let's read responsively. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of day.
And we'll close out, as always, with the prayer for peace. In the evening, it's Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom, Ki atahu melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit ubechol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Praise are you, Adonai, who blesses your people, Israel, with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Page 253, one of our many prayers for healing. This one is Misha Berach, middle of page 253. Misha Berach, Avotenu, Mikor HaBracha, La'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Pages 258 and 259, prayers of our community. And Maury, at the top of 258, how about the prayer for our community?
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and we may appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levatcha b'yira na'avod. Elizabeth, the prayer for our country.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit.
Amen. Shalom, shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Habayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shabashmaim, Tzur Yisrael v'golo, Varecha Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Tzmichat Gulatenu. Again Aleha b'Yavrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orcha v'Amitcha v'Rasheha, Soreha v'Yoetzeha. V'taknem b'Eitzah Tova Bilfanecha, V'natata Shalom ba'aretz, V'simchat Olam liyoshveha, V'nomar Amen. David, how about that in English?
Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel. Bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. This week's Parsha is Emor, and it starts off with the rules of holiness for the Kohanim, all right, because they are the ones who are at the forefront of the korbanot, the sacrifices that bring us closer to God. They have a couple of rules. They're not allowed to touch a corpse, but for an immediate relative, it's okay. A mother, a father, a wife, a son, or a daughter. You can't shave your head, or you can't cut off your peyot, the curls on the corners of your head. No marking or gouging of your flesh. You can't marry a divorced woman or a non-virgin. and you yourself can't have any physical impediments. The Torah makes a big deal of having crushed testes, and that makes you unfit to be a Kohen. And if you have a skin affliction, you're not able to officiate, and you can't eat of the offerings until you go to the mikvah. All the offerings from Bnei Yisrael and the non-Israelites are allowed in the sanctuary except that which is blemished or somehow contaminated. And then we get to the Moedei Adonai, the sacred times, the festivals. And it leads off with Shabbat. Again, I've said this a number of times. Shabbat is the most important holiday on the Jewish calendar. In Judaism, the more you do something, the more important it is. And so everybody thinks, oh, Yom Kippur, oh, Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, that's once a year. Shabbat falls 52 to 54 times a year, and by that number makes it more important. And it's to be a time of complete rest. Follows then with the holidays in order with Pesach on the eve of the 14th day of the first month. And that's 7 days with the first and the last, the seventh, being holy times. Shavuot is next, 7 weeks after Pesach. We count the Omer, which is a grain offering. And in the midst of the commandment to observe Shavuot, which is really about grain, we get a reminder not to harvest the whole field, but to leave the corners for the poor and the immigrant. We then get the note for the first of Tishrei, the first day of the 7th month. We know it as Rosh Hashanah. That's not a Torah name for it. The Torah name is Zichron Truah, the remembering of the sound. We hear shofar on that day and no work. 10 days later, the 10th of Tishrei, it's Yom HaKippurim, and that's a day of denial, self-denial and fasting. And then the 15th of Tishrei, much like Pesach, it falls on a full moon, because back in the biblical times, the full moon allowed you for more outdoor time, because that's when the moon is the brightest. It lasts 7 days. You build a sukkah, you take the lulav and the etrog in hand, and the 1st and the 8th days are significant. Moshe then gets the command to create the oil for the menorot, the lamps in the sanctuary, that we are told do not profane God's name, as the punishment for that is death. We are not allowed to murder, and the penalty for that is death. And we get the famous eye for an eye statement. And so if you physically harm a person, they get to do the same to you. So if you break a person's foot, you get to break their foot. They poke out your eye, you get to poke out their eye. The rabbis say, no, it's not how it worked, but you have to come tomorrow to find out how that turns out. If you kill an animal, it doesn't belong to you. You have to make restitution. And what's very important is this parsha ends on the fact that the same standard for justice, when you have somebody who is an Israelite, a member of Bnei Yisrael, when they are charged with a crime, when they are charged with something, the same standard of justice must be applied to the non-Israelite, the non-Jew who is accused of the same crime. And you would think that after 3,000 years, we would learn that. There are 63 mitzvot in this week's Torah portion, 24 positive, 39 negative, and that brings our total of mitzvot up to 325. We are just over halfway done with the mitzvot. And that is your Torah portion in a nutshell. Mari, what time is it?
Kiddush.
It's Kiddush. It's Kiddush. It's not Friday night without Kiddush. Vayehi erev, vayehi voker, yom hashishi. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz, v'chol tzevam. Vayechal Elohim bayom hashvihi, מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. All right, friends, we'll continue. Page 282 with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת עינו. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. You may be seated. This week we observe the following yahrzeits: Robert Bloom, father of Richard McLaughlin; Rhonda Vanderlask, Andrew's wife; Andrew W. Vanderlask, Alan Siegel's nephew; Jim Amberdy, Judy Lundy's brother; Edward Israel Island, Evelyn's husband, Peter's father; Thelma Cohen, Bernie's wife, Mickey Goldenberg's sister-in-law; Neil Reuben Monroe, Miranda's father; Muriel Chase, Max Netchin's sister, daughter of Isidore and Julia; Ralph Leon Macinter, Gazella's husband, Lois Jean and Edgar's father; Isidore Cohen, Bessie's husband, father of Nancy and Carolyn, uncle of Billy and David Glick and Barbara Shapiro; Norma Levine, Mo's wife, Regina's mother; Morton S. Cohn, Ed Island's brother-in-law; Nikki Annette Goldstein Katz, Bernice Stern's sister. Samuel Footlick, Betty Kolker's maternal grandfather. Jack Pressman, Tom's father. Edith Fallon, Harry's wife. Eileen, Ron, Denise's mother. Bessie Schlossberg, Albert's wife, mother of Gazella and Sonny. Nancy Snyder, Stephen's mother. Nathan Malmoot, Sarah's husband, father of Ben, Esther, Ann, Saul, and Seymour. May their souls be bound in a bond of peace. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they all rest in peace. Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 294. Yit Kadal, Yid Kadash Me Rabbah, Ve'alma Divrach Hirutei, Ve'amlik Malchutei, V'chayechon V'yomechon, U'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'galah B'zman Karvi V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Le'olam U'lamei Al-Maya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpahar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh. V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal. Shmei D'Kusha B'richu. Le'elam Yinkol B'yirchata B'shirata. Tushbachata B'nechamata. V'amiram B'alma V'yimru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Imromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru. Amen. You may be seated. Just a couple of quick announcements before we close out services. Services tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock for Shabbat morning services. Then on Sunday at 9 a.m. And then Sunday evening at 5:30, I believe it begins, is the congregational meeting, the twice yearly congregational meeting. That the wine and cheese begin at 5:30. The meeting itself starts at 6. So please make every attempt to come. In about 3 weeks, Shavuot will be here, and so we'll have lots going on. Even if you don't know what Shavuot's all about or anything, it's the one where we have the cheesecake and dairy. So cheesecake, ice cream, maybe if I can swing it, some blintzes this year. Who knows? But there will definitely be cheesecake and study. Cheesecake and study. So watch out for your emails for more information on that. Again, it's another quiet week, and you can't get angry when it's a quiet week. And so, what's that, David?
No, you're right.
Yes, it's a quiet week, and look forward to a quiet week. Hopefully the weather will clear up. It'll be less humid, less rainy, and we'll get to see some sunshine and blue skies. All right, so we'll close out on 321 with Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Liet Nasa B'chepso Kol Azai Mehelech Shemo Nichra B'yacharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Imloch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yihye B'tifara V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni L'ham Shilo L'hach B'hira V'li Reshi V'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'ot V'ham Yisra V'hu Eli V'chai Goali V'tzur Chebli B'yetzara V'hu Nisi Umanosli V'nat Kosi B'yomekra B'yahado Akid Ruchi V'yeti Shan V'yahira B'imruchi Geviati Adonai Li V'lo Ira. Let's see. Oh, we have a couple of people saying hello to us via the intertubes tonight. We have Donnell Horn. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Donnell. Same to you. Jake Singerman, Shabbat Shalom from Sam and James. Well, thank you, Sam and James. There's Mom. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbi's Mom and Cliff from a rainy, windy day in Pennsylvania. Well, thanks, Mom. so you and Cliff stay out of the rainy day. And there's Donna Wilson. Shabbat Shalom to all on this gorgeous Shabbat. Yes, it is actually quite nice here, even though it's raining in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Donna. Same to you. All right, friends, not a lot going on, but there's enough going on this week between services and the congregational meeting. That's enough to keep us all occupied and in good spirits. I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, a good Shabbos, and please be careful out there.
Good job. Rabbi, one quick